Rising. Welcome to another episode of Amplify with Amanda Sapp. We expand vision, highlight the leaders shaping culture, community, and impact. I'm your host, Amanda Sapp, and if you care about faith, legacy, Black excellence, and the power of music to transform lives, this conversation is for you. Today, we're talking about the intersection of ministry, music, and Black history, and how worship becomes both art and education. Our guest is a musical architect in the gospel industry. He is an accomplished musician, songwriter, producer, composer, and arranger who has written, produced, and played for some of the most influential voices in gospel music, including Shirley Caesar, Yolanda Adams, T.D. Jakes, Donnie McClurkin, Tyler Perry, and many more. He received a double award nomination for the Gospel Music Association for Best Traditional Song of the Year for Miracles Still Happen. His songwriting has charted on Billboard Gospel Radio and has published in the hymnal Zion Still Sings. He currently serves as Minister of Music and Director of Worship and Fine Arts at Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church under the leadership of Reverend Dr. Marcus D. Cosby. And today he joins us to talk about Wheeler's upcoming Black History Month celebration and the powerful cultural experience known as Black Note. Minister Leon Lewis, welcome to Amplify with Amanda Sapp. So glad to have you on here with me today.
I am glad to be here. Thank you. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Really
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. And if you could, give me 3 words that best describe you.
3 words that best describe me. Let me start with faithful, loyal, and studious.
I love that word. Again, thank you for joining me today. And for someone who is just hearing about you for the very first time, tell us just a little bit more about you.
So just a little bit about me. I am originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I moved to Houston some decades ago, and now I am here in the Houston area serving at Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church as the Minister of Music. I'm married to Valencia Lewis, and we have 5 beautiful children, and I get to do what I love literally every day of my life.
Do you ever feel like a Houstonian? I know you've been here for decades, but I'm also from Louisiana. Sometimes I just you know.
I promise you, I feel like a Houstonian. I've lived both. When I first moved to Houston, I lived on the north side of town, and then I migrated to the south side.
Yes,
so I'm a South Sider.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Now, I had a chance to kind of see you in action as far as like you're directing in churches and things like that. But if I may ask you, what first drew you to music ministry? Was it calling or talent first? Tell me a little bit about that.
I would say it was more of a calling than a talent, even though the talent is obviously there because you have to cultivate it and ensure that you're using the gift the right way. But for me, I would describe it as a spiritual download. So most of my peers start, my main instrument is piano, right? So most of my peers start out at age, 4, 5, 6 years old, taking piano lessons. I did not take my first lesson until I was 15 years old. And that's when my journey began. And so from having the gift and then my mom recognizing the gift and making me take piano lessons, it's a journey I will always be grateful for and will never forget. And it has served me well in doing what I'm doing now in music ministry.
I love that. I love that. Now, you didn't start until 15 years old. And so to some, that may be a little bit older.
It is.
Okay, good. I don't know if that made sense. But were your fingers just magically peeling across the piano, or like, what made you say to yourself, this actually is something I really love and want to move forward with the lessons, even though your mom kind of put you in that space? What was it about that piano? It was like, this speaks to me.
All right, so let me give a little bit more context from my family background on my mom's side. So literally everyone on my mom's side of the family can sing. Very few of us play instruments, right? But of course, just like any child being in grade school, I was attracted to the little recorder, the little deal like it was like a small clarinet. Yes. And then from there, migrated to drums. Of course, growing up in church, the drums was always attractive. And then from there, I moved to playing the guitar. That didn't satisfy the interest. And then from there, I moved to playing the saxophone. Saxophone was cool. And then somehow just tinkering around with the piano, trying to learn different things. The piano, I would say, called me to it. And from there, just trying to hone my craft. And again, what seemed as if it was a download. It was just so natural, so natural to my hands and my fingers, having my hands on the piano and being able to migrate to the piano. And then once that part of it started, and then having the more formalized education to read music and to play piano, that's kind of where things started in that regard.
So you may say music was embedded in your DNA to an extent.
I would say so.
How do you think gospel music shaped Black history in ways people may not realize?
Wow. The way gospel music has shaped Black history in ways people that may not realize. Well, of course, I think most of us, if not all of us, have some of our roots in various genres of Black music. In this context would be the Black church for me. So there's always from the Amazing Grace, How Sweet the Sound, and that which is a hymn, to a popular version of Precious Lord, Take My Hand. Those type of songs were very prevalent in the civil rights movement, to If I Can Help Somebody. So music has always played a role in Black church history for sure, and in our history and as a people overall. Even when you go back to the fields, the cotton fields, how we would do call and response even out there when we were working hard. So there's always been an aspect of music that's been embedded into our history.
Do you think that, as I think about what you're saying, hymns and cotton fields and really tough times for the Black community, right? Some may say, well, maybe that isn't as relevant to today. I in my mind, I also imagine that's more of a personal struggle that Black people may be encountering. How do we maintain relevancy in Black gospel music as it relates to hymns if we aren't experiencing having to go pick cotton anymore today? Or
right. So I'm going to answer that question by starting with the secular song first and then bringing it back to gospel, right?
Yes.
The very popular artist back in the day, Marvin Gaye, wrote a song that is timeless, and we still sing it till this day. We love it. It's a question: what's going on? And when you look around our world today, we're always asking ourselves the question: what is going on? Well, to bridge that to the way music in our church environment plays a role in that is that music, along with scripture, music in the Black church helps to answer the question, what's going on? I'll give you a perfect example. On our church our music ministry rather, did a live recording called Chapters and Verses Volume 1. And thank you for having me on your show to promote that recording. There's a song on that recording entitled All Things, and it's taken from scripture, Romans 8:28, where it simply says that all things work together for the good of them who love the Lord and to those who are called according to his purpose. So that's the way I think, from both a secular and a sacred standpoint, that music in the Black church still ties things together today.
What is a song that in your most tumultuous time in your life that you kind of hung to help you make it through?
Ooh, the songs I hum to. It's a song that was recorded by James Cleveland, and the lead singer on that song is the incomparable Keith Pringle. It's a song that simply says, I don't feel no ways tired. Come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, but I don't believe he's brought me this far. The Lord has brought me this far to leave me. So when I'm going through my toughest times, I find myself humming that particular song. I don't feel no ways tired.
You can't go wrong with James Cleveland at all.
Classic. It's classic.
Classic. Who would you say is a James Cleveland of today?
James Cleveland of today. In my estimation, James Cleveland was in his time a one of one. But I would
Mhm.
say of today, to take that tradition, of course, we recently heard of the passing of Richard Smallwood. He
Mhm.
has timeless classics. And now I would say, keeping in that same tradition, there are so many great artists, so I can't leave anyone out. But
Mhm.
in terms of the style of music that we prepare and present at Wheeler Avenue, we find ourselves leaning on a personality like Ricky Dillard, who does a lot of great songs. We just did one of his songs a few weeks ago entitled "When I Think," and that song that would be one artist for sure that I would say that is still keeping that standard of tradition of Black church music, and specifically for church choir music.
Why is it important to keep that type of tradition in the church?
I think it's important to keep that type of tradition in the church, especially as it relates to the music that ties in the choir, because the choir becomes a family in and of itself.
Mhm.
So just that coming together weekly to learn songs, it's not just about the songs, but it's about the spirit behind the songs. And then once the choir members begin to focus on the songs and they're coming, they're seeing each other every Tuesday in our context and every Sunday, it's important because we get a chance to form our own family group, if you will. So if there's someone that's going through something, whether it be a sickness or just a tough time at work or with children or with grandchildren, whatever the case may be, they have another community outside of their personal family where they can come, learn songs, get them in their spirits, and it will still impact their daily lives. And I think that's what makes that part so viable in terms of the choir gathering together on a weekly basis.
I love that. Now, you've worked with gospel legends. What's one lesson that stayed with you?
Always be prepared.
Mhm.
That's the one lesson that sticks with me, no matter what the platform is, whether it's uh, doing something for film and television or a stage play or a Sunday morning church, whatever the case may be, or concert. Always be prepared, which means you have to prepare. Make sure you understand what the assignment is and what your role is, whether that's in leadership or to be a supporting uh, person in whatever role that is. Just always, always, always be prepared.
Mhm. How do you balance artistry and music ministry?
Give me the question one more time. How do I balance
How do you
artistry?
balance artistry with music? Excuse me,
How do I balance artistry with
with
music?
ministry.
So for me, the music comes first.
Mm.
Like again, making sure that the music that is prepared is excellent. I think once I'm gonna speak for myself. When I'm preparing music on for any platform in any genre, my passion tends to exude from my level of preparation, if you will. So I don't think, at least in gospel music, that we set out to be quote unquote artists, if you will. But I think the artistry is born out of the passion for what we already have embedded in us through our preparation, whether it's, like I said, from gospel music as an artist or secular music as an artist or a stage performer, an actor, actress, whatever that may be. It comes from the level of preparation, and that preparation produces passion, which I think leads into what we term as artistry.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about Black History Month and why it's so important for churches to publicly celebrate. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts on making sure that maintains in the church.
Well, Black History Month, of course, I think we may know that started out as Negro History Week back in 1926 by Dr. Carter G. Woodson. In 1976, it was promoted to Black History Month. So, of course, all along the way, the Black church has been one of the driving forces in keeping our traditions alive. So, it is important for us at Wheeler Avenue to keep that going. And we do that literally every year in ways, not just musically, but even in theatrical productions and things of that nature, to ensure that the message of Black history and what Black history means to our people is always at the forefront. Thus, we're having this concert on Friday entitled Black Note, where we're going to highlight various genres of music to keep that musical tradition of our Black history going as well.
Now, what makes Black Note any different from any concert that you all have had at Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church?
What makes it different is simply because at the onset, it is specifically catered to Black History Month. So just to highlight again, this is the 100-year celebration of Black History Month, as I aforementioned, that started out as Negro History Week. So from 1926 now to 2026, there is a large variety and a large gamut of music that's going to be presented on Friday in concert at Wheeler Avenue. So this is different because we don't get a chance to, in the confines of our Sunday morning worship experience, explore and expand and highlight and showcase all these various genres of music in one setting. So this concert is dedicated to showing the genres of gospel, of course, spirituals and classical music by Black composers, from opera to jazz to even instrumental music. All of that will be showcased on Friday night at 7 p.m. at Wheeler Avenue.
I've seen some of you all, the choir sing, and I've only been to Wheeler a couple of times. Each time I've gone, I never leave the same.
Wow.
Do you ever look at your choir and say, "We did that, choir"? What's the sense of pride you must feel after coming off the stage? And you guys do it every single time. So tell me a little bit about that and how you must feel after your choir.
Thank you for your kind words. If I have to say, it's not just I feel like that on a Sunday morning. Mm-hmm. I think I have that sense of, for lack of a better word, pride. Yes. And just seeing our music team, our leaders, our choir volunteers, our musicians, the whole complement of our music and fine arts ministry, when I see them in the preparation phase. So tonight we have choir rehearsal. I'll see over 200 plus choir members tonight. I'll walk through the campus. I'll see our dancers, our children's dancers, our theater arts ministry. That's where that sense of pride comes in. It's not so much from the performance standpoint, because again, that's what we prepare for, but the pride comes in to know that I'm surrounded by a group of men, women, boys, and girls who take what they do seriously. And I'm grateful that we're always on assignment and preparing for that assignment to make sure that every time we present, we are presenting in excellence. So when people like yourself come to visit or our congregation, they are always impacted by what we present on Sunday mornings.
And thank you for that. What kind of advice would you give to a young musician that is called to ministry?
The advice that I would give to a young musician called to ministry is, first of all, pray. Mm-hmm. You cannot do this work without prayer. And again, you have to know that this is the Lord's work. So that's number one. The second piece of advice I would give you, always, always, always plan and prepare for where you're going. And then 3, know your music. You are leading people in what's termed what we call music ministry. So from whether it be an anthem style, a gospel, or whatever the genre style of music may be, always be prepared and know your music as well. So pray, plan, prepare, and know your music.
Minister Leon, I want to say to you, I believe you are Black history. I know your work.
That just means I'm old, right?
No. What I mean by that, a trailblazer. You set the tone for excellence and what the standard of good music is. And it's an honor to be able to share time, energy, and space with you in any capacity. Although this opportunity here with you is virtual, I can feel it through the screen, and then I'm excited to see others experience Black Note that is happening this Friday at 7 p.m. Thank you for your standard and your stewardship in the gospel music industry, and as a minister, and I want to commend you and thank you for being who you are, just who you are.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate the platform. And again, I want to invite all of your viewers and listeners out to the concert on this coming Friday at 7 p.m. at Wheeler Avenue. Doors open at 6. And the concert is entitled Black Note, a celebration of excellence in Black music. So hope to see you there.
Minister Leon, thank you for joining me here today on Amplify with Amanda Sapp. Really appreciate you, your time.
You're most welcome.
Absolutely. And I look forward to seeing you on Friday at 7 p.m.
Indeed.